Hi, it's me again, and I come to you today with some interesting news. BBC boss Tim Davie has agreed to sit down and meet with one of the lead voices in the campaign for the reinstatement of the free TV licences for the over 75s. Sounds interesting to me. Let's take a look at this story. A free TV licences campaigner has secured a meeting with BBC chief Tim Davie amid renewed pressure on the corporation and government to restore the benefit for the over 75s. Silver Voices director Dennis Reid, who is due to hold talks with Beeb Director General Mr Davie on June the 29th, said, "The current impasse is unsustainable." So Dennis Reid and his organisation Silver Voices have been really vocal on this free TV licences for the over 75s thing getting cancelled. Way more vocal than me. I've made a couple of videos about it, but this bloke's been in the paper, he's been on the radio, he's been in the news. He's really fighting for it. And good for him. I support him 100% of the way. He told the Mirror, "There is little political support for either the government or the BBC in maintaining their current positions, and both have a responsibility to try and reach a solution. Silver Voices can be the catalyst in bringing this dispute to a head, and we look forward to the meeting with optimism." Yeah, I do too. I think if anyone's going to affect this change, it's going to be you, Dennis, because you are really in this fight. Well done, mate. It is just not fair that thousands of poorer, older people who have had to pay their taxes for a lifetime are living in constant fear of a knock on the door because they can't afford to pay the licence fee for their constant companion, the TV. Yeah, couldn't have said it better myself. Got nothing to add to that. He's 100%, especially the last bit there. Mr Reid vowed to use the meeting to confirm that the BBC is sticking to its current policy of not sending enforcement notices or sending round enforcement officers to those who have previously received a free TV licence. Now, that is an important thing to remember if you're over 75 and you're not paying your TV licence, is that Tim Davie himself has said that they are not pursuing anyone over the age of 75 who should pay for a TV licence and are not. So remember that if you're over 75. It's an important point, because why pay it if there's no bad things going to happen if you don't? The meeting is the latest bid to try and restore the £159 a year lifeline for the over 75s. Tories pledged at the 2017 election to maintain the benefit for the rest of that parliament, which was due to run for 5 years. But the BBC has already been handed responsibility for funding the concession from summer 2020 under a legal deal agreed in 2015. Yeah, that is an important point to remember, is that the government during the election made a promise to keep the free TV licences for the over 75s for the length of their term, which is still current. So basically Boris lied to you. Boris lied to you and he handed responsibility of it over. You deal with it now to the BBC, like that. And the BBC could deal with it. The BBC could wipe their face of this and just say, look, anyone over the age of 75 doesn't have to pay for the telly licence anymore. They're in control of that part now. They could do that if they wanted to. But they're not, and that's why the fight's with the BBC and not so much with the government, even though it probably should be with the government because they're the ones that made the broken promise, aren't they? The corporation introduced means testing last August after warning that keeping licences free for all over 75s would cost $745 million by 21-22. Only over 75s who receive pension credit are now eligible, with an estimated 3.7 million having to pay. The BBC and government are locked in an ongoing blame game, with ministers saying the broadcaster agreed to take on responsibility for the over 75s. But in an email to Mr Reid seen by the Mirror, Mr Davie says, "As we have discussed, it was the government who decided to stop this benefit. It was the BBC who then consulted on this issue and decided to continue to support the poorest older pensioners who receive pension credit." But with all that said, the BBC could still wipe their face of this if they wanted to. In a massive PR stunt, they could do it. They could do it, and they should do it. The people over the age of 75 are the people who have invested the most into the BBC. They've paid their licence fee for God knows how many years, and now they're getting no reward for it. You know, but if your car gets over 25 years old, you don't have to pay your tax to take it on the road anymore. That's the crazy thing. And they're making the shows for the younger people now, who aren't bothered about paying for a licence fee. They don't watch the BBC, they don't interact with the BBC. It's the older people that have funded the BBC throughout their life, and they should be rewarded. They should be rewarded for that, shouldn't they? It's wrong. A BBC spokesperson said, 9 out of 10 older people have made arrangements for their next licence. We are continuing to process applications and are giving older people time to make arrangements. And it doesn't mention there that they're not going to pursue anyone over the age of 75, but they have said it in several newspaper interviews, their BBC spokesperson has said that. So if you're over 75 and you're not paying your licence and you're worried about getting a knock on the door, I wouldn't worry too much. They have said they're not going to pursue it. But knowing them, they probably will. Knowing Capita are the people that do enforce it, they still probably will. So if you are over 75 and you're worried about getting a knock on the door, look at my videos below and they will give you all the information you need to stay strong and not worry about it at all. There's nothing there to worry about, okay? While you're down looking at the links I got down there, don't forget to leave your comment. Let me know what you think of this story and what you think Dennis Reed is going to say to Davie in his interview. That'd be interesting to know. I wouldn't have minded being there myself for that one, so I'm interested to see the outcome of that. That's happening in a couple of days' time. It's the 25th now, and that's happening on the 29th. So when I know what happened in that, I will let you know. So make sure you hit the subscribe button to keep up to date with the video so you can see that one where I let you know what happened with Dennis and old Timbo. And I'll see you in another video again soon. Thanks for watching.